Good morning, students, and well, it's morning. This is why I say good morning. And welcome to another lesson, another electronic lesson um, from the topic of translating into English, or the subject of translating into English. I think we've already spoken about transference. We've already discussed what transference is. Giving you some examples as well. We talked about literal translation, literal translation. Today I'll talk about psychology terms and the importance of psychology terms when translating. I'll give you a number of vocabularies that is shown here and some sentences as examples. I will also put the documents that you need to do as homework for the translation module, translating into English. So let's start. The first vocabulary that is used in Kurdish is khamuki. Khamuki is, in English, is depression. When you are sad to the point that you cannot carry out your normal life activities, that's called khamuki depression. It's different than being sad because sad is momentary. It could be elevated if you were cheered by someone or you think about something else. But depression is constant clouding of sadness that basically um, remains for a long time until you find medical intervention or you seek medical intervention. So this sentence says, remember, the sentence is in present simple. So Yahai, it's supposed to be Yahai. In English, he has depression. Because this is a trait, you use the verb has when you use depression in a sentence, talking about someone, I mean. Next is Khamuki Jianawi Yana Khushkiri. Depression has ruined his life. Okay, again, present simple. Don't forget. Oh, actually, this is present perfect. Has plus past perfect. So depression has ruined his life. Fashara daruni. The second one is anxiety. Anxiety and stress, although they could be two different things, but in Kurdish we have fashara daruni, only one, used for both stress and anxiety. So as moon bumen fashara daruni diristikan. And درست can. Exams cause me anxiety. Again, present simple. Do not forget. Next sentence is جبر فشار درونی اصل فروکا گشتان ناکم. I don't fly by airplanes because of anxiety. Okay. Next word is narcissism. Narcissism. Narcissism is excessive self-love. If someone is excessively in love with themselves, it's called narcissism. It could become a psychological disorder where because of loving yourself you commit crimes. It's happened a lot. If you were to Google narcissism crimes which were conducted by narcissists or committed by narcissists, you will find a lot of those examples. So in Kurdish we call it khuhazi. There's another word, but I disagree with the terminology. I call it khuhazi. Khuhazi ya we gelek arisha bu durust kiran. Oh, sorry, it's supposed to be a we, not we. So her narcissism, again, my mistake, her narcissism caused her many problems. So her narcissism caused her many problems. Because this is simple past, you translate the sentence into the simple past. Okay? Her narcissism caused her many problems. Khuhazi راستیان بر مروی برزد کرد. Khuhazi, again, we said narcissism. Rasti, facts. Meruvi is oneself in this case. برزد کرد, hides. So narcissism hides facts from oneself. Next word is kasayati or personality. The kasayati ka bheza hai. Now, this is a generic word. You use it a lot of times, but in psychology, you use it as well. You have a strong personality. Okay. Next sentence. کسایتیات رنگدانویه و خودان کرنا ده. Okay. کسایتیات رنگدانویه و خودان کرنا ده. That's how you say the sentence correctly. Your personality is a reflection of your bringing up. Okay, so it means your personality was shaped by your parents, something like that. Rangdona is reflection. Okay. Last year, I mistook the word reflection for reaction, so I would say kardana, which is reaction. Kardana is like if I smack you, you smack back. If you're a person with courage. So it was a mistake on my part. I changed it this year. Last year, actually, I changed it. There was a student who told me that there is a difference between Rangdana and Kardana. So now you have the word reflection, meaning Rangdana. Continuation. We have other vocabularies like Nishan, Tars, Waswasi. Okay. You have the word autism, and you have the word, well, in Kurdish we call it Maholi. It's not supposed. I disagree with this terminology. Okay, we have Greco Humazanditene and we have Greco Hukimditene. Okay, so Nishan are symptoms. Let's say you have the flu, influenza. When you have the flu, you have some symptoms like headache, maybe a runny nose, maybe you have temperature. These are considered as symptoms. Okay. So waswas agere tafsazide. Waswas is obsessive compulsive disorder. Obsessive compulsive disorder, or short for OCD, you can call it OCD, is when you excessively do something because of fear of either contamination, fear of disease, fear of anything. So it's a compulsion that is it's a compulsion that you do because of fear. You fear something, so you do it a lot. All right. There is also the word phobia. Tars. Phobia is anything. Okay, fear of anything. Let's see this sentence. وسواسی اگر ترسازده. So excessive fear leads to OCD. Yes, excessive fear leads to OCD. من ترس يا هي جهين بلند. So I have phobia of heights. There is actually one vocabulary that sums up this whole phobia of heights phrase, but I forgot what it is exactly. I think it's what is it called? Wait a second in English. I think it's wait a second. I forgot. It's vertigo. I think it's vertigo. So you can simply say I have vertigo instead of saying phobia of heights. But also saying phobia of heights is understandable because you use the word ters here, meaning phobia. Tırsa vampire kaya balavel devjinan. Okay, phobia of spiders, balave, is common among women. Okay, ya balavel devjinan. وسواسی عندك نشان هنا OCD has some symptoms. Okay, من وسواسی هي جبيساتي. I have OCD from dirt. Alright, من وسواسی هي جبيساتي. So I have OCD from dirt. That's correct. It's acceptable, I think. وسواسی عندك نشان هنا OCD has some symptoms. We said it's fear and so on. Again, it's not a psychology module. I'm not going to teach you psychology here. Anyways, next word is, as we said, Greco humazunditine. Superiority complex, and the opposite is inferiority complex. When you see yourself better than other people, okay? Inferior is when you think you are an imposter, you are other people are better than you, and so on. It's also a psychological disorder. It needs some sort of medical intervention. The sentence says, خلکی في دبرین, people of this region, گریگا خمازن کرنه یال دفعی. All right, so possess, يلدفي, possess, I think. People of this region have superiority complex. That's also correct to say people have. That's also correct. As he vidikam kugiriko hukim ditine ldafhu neheli. I hope that you eliminate ldafhu neheli, eliminate neheli yani, your inferiority complex. I hope you eliminate your inferiority complex. As he vidikam kugiriko hukim ditine. Remember, this is literal translation. This is literal translation because I'm translating the same words that are present in the sentence. However, what I'm doing here is I am not minding the structure of the Kurdish sentence, the source language sentence. If I were to have translated the sentence word by word, then I would have run into some issues because remember we said that sometimes or a lot of times you cannot really translate a sentence word for word because you make mistakes afterwards and because sometimes the structure of the source language does not fit in the structure of the target language in case of these sentences. Autism is fairly a recently researched topic. Maybe in the 50s and the 60s people started looking into it, and it's a developmental disorder, meaning you have or sorry people have people who have autism have difficulties learning, okay, or they would be selective in their learning, or they'd be antisocial and so on. Down syndrome is when a person has less what do you call it? Has, I think, less chromosomes. I think chromosomes tend to be lesser than someone who does not have Down syndrome. Okay. So سنترك autism الدهوكي هوتا فاكرا. This is actually news. I got it from a news article from some years ago, I think. I don't remember exactly where I got the sentence, but I do know that there is an autism center in Duhok. Okay, so an autism center was established in Duhok. Yeah. I think I got it recently. I think it was a recent news headline. Last year, I think, it was in the news that that an autism center was established in Duhok. I'm mistaken. It wasn't years ago. I was just creating things right now. Just my mind doing that. I apologize. It was last year, I think. I had this on this presentation because it was very recent. برأيي his brother, yeah, برأيي يمغوليا. So his brother has Down syndrome. Remember when we talked about, I said this earlier in the previous slide, that when you talk about something of a possession, or when you talk about the state, you use the verb has. So his brother has Down syndrome. Yohei has. Okay. What else? I'm not sure if I should do legal vocabularies today, but maybe for some other time. Yeah, I think I don't have any other thing to talk about today. That being said, thank you very much for listening. I'll make sure if there is anything else I need to add up, I will add those things up as soon as possible. Thank you very much for listening and your attention as well. If there were any issues with the microphone, I'm not using my regular high quality microphone. I'm not bragging, of course. So this is why I think you will hear static. You will hear static as you listen to this electronic lesson. Thank you very much and have a very good day. Take care.